You've heard us talk about them. They're in, and they're on the website.
Absolutely. Our brand new America's Diesel podcast, branded bills, badass, flex fit, performance material, sweat stain resistant. It literally feels like it cools your head.
I don't know how that's
amazing.
possible, but somehow it is. Yeah, you can rock it. You know, I'm more of a flat bill kind of guy. You can do that. You can curve it. For all you taco holder guys, you can even throw that in there.
Yeah.
And then snap back with a little bit of the flex fit.
Yeah.
Big head approved, small head approved.
And it's extremely comfortable. I almost guarantee, I say almost guarantee. No, I guarantee this is the most comfortable hat you will ever wear. And the logo, rubber, awesome.
Yeah.
Came out great.
Super detailed rubber on there, so it's never going to fade on you. If you want to get one of these in your hands, they are $50, shipped to the lower 48, plus tax, if applicable in your state. Just go on the dieselpowerproducts.com, search hat, look for the fantastic Jam and Eagle logo, and pick yourself up some before they're out of stock.
Yeah.
You're listening to America's Diesel Podcast. The only way it's going to make this episode better is
I know. I think before we even talk about what we're going to talk about, we need to finish this entire cup.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Do you want to check it out?
Yeah.
I took
Okay.
one more drink than you.
All right. Are we going bottoms up?
I think we have to.
Laces out, Dan.
Oh, it's cold. Yeah, it's so cold. Oh my lord. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
God, you're a man. I think I'm one up on you anyways, so...
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
We are literally exactly dead nuts even.
Are we? Yeah, maybe.
There's 2 left in the fridge. We had an even amount.
All right, we're
Even
good.
our
We're good.
spare
We're
cups
primed.
are like dead even.
We're primed.
God.
Okay, so last time we did something like this, we probably won't ever be invited on autoblog.com. I think after this one, we won't be ever invited to even buy a truck from Truck Ranch, but that's okay.
That's a fact. So, let's oh god.
It's Mac and Jack's is not the easiest one to take
Not
down
a
like
good
that.
not a good chugging beer.
Halfway through that, I was like, this is Mac and Jack's. This is a terrible idea.
Once the taste hit the roof of my mouth, I was like, God, this is bad.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Let's get this intro out of the way.
All right. This week's podcast episode is brought to you by Fuel Bomb Diesel Additive, an additive designed for diesel enthusiasts, made by diesel enthusiasts. Ben, take it away.
Hell yeah, dude. So this is our in-house Fuel Bomb fuel additive for your diesel truck. Our biggest thing here is making sure that you can pretty much always have diesel additive on you all the time. You've got a lot of other additives out on the market that they have, anti-gel in there all the time. They have cetane in there all the time. They end up being big and bulky bottles. Our standard everyday diesel fuel additive is 1 ounce per 32 gallons, and that's its main job is to make sure that your fuel system stays lubricated and prevents the formation of algae. And it should also help you in colder climates too.
Should definitely help you in colder climates. Along with cleaning your fuel system and maintaining it, it'll also help you bump that cetane number up for a more efficient burn of your diesel fuel. And if cetane is just what you're after, there's the Fuel Bomb Hellfire, which is our straight 8+ cetane enhancer.
Yeah, and you guys asked, and we brought them back. We did go away from the bottles that didn't have the measuring little parts in there. We brought them back for you, so now you can measure out your 1 ounce per 32 gallons for the F-Bomb or 4 ounces per 32 gallons for the Hellfire.
Both these additives are available on our website, dieselpowerproducts.com. Now let's get back to that episode.
Thanks for tuning in. This is Ben and Tyler from America's Diesel Podcast, chugging beers on the intro, giving you the diesel content that you crave.
Strive for.
Real talk. We know there are other diesel podcasts out there, but we greatly...
They suck. I'm kidding.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
kidding.
Tyler. God damn. They're not bad.
No, we like them. We like them. We like them. We like them.
But we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to ours. If you have any suggestions for any sort of content or questions, I'm more than happy to field them. Because honestly, I like answering you guys' questions because some of them I've never heard before. So it always helps make good content. You can find us on all the normal podcast outlets by searching America's Diesel Podcast. You can also find us on the social medias by searching America's Diesel Podcast, especially Instagram. Actually, there are two especiallys now, Instagram and Facebook groups. Okay. We do have an Instagram page that is ran by me personally. Search America's Diesel Podcast. We go live on there every Wednesday around 5 p.m. Have a beer with the boys, ask some questions, talk a little bit of shit, have some good times. And we also have our Facebook group. If you do not follow us on Facebook, I am not surprised because we've been relatively inactive on Facebook. Just because that's how things roll.
We're truck guys, you know?
Yeah, we're truck guys.
Come on.
But we asked the audience, what would you prefer, a Discord or continuing our chat on YouTube or having a Facebook group? And everybody, it was like 10 to 1 Facebook.
Yeah.
So I created a group. It's called America's Diesel Podcast - the group. It is a private group. There are some questions that you're going to have to answer to get in. I wrote those questions, so you're welcome. And that is going to be a great place for all of us to bounce ideas off each other, talk a little bit of smack, and honestly learn. Because what I have learned as far as the community that we've created around this podcast is that there's more to life than trucks. And that's all I'm going to say. Like the way that you guys have reached out, like even like when I had my kid, when I bought my house, when Tyler bought his second house, like not second house, but his next house. The way that the stuff we talk about and the way that you guys have reached out to us, and
we're trying to just be real dudes, man.
And that's all we are. Like,
yeah,
we talk about more than trucks. There's financial stuff. We talk about relationship stuff. We talk about kids. We talk about all kind of great shit. Tyler reviews.
Oh yeah, let's keep those reviews coming in. Leave a 5-star review on any of the platforms that you listen to us on. Screenshot that and send it to podcast@dieselpowerproducts.com. Make sure you include a picture of your truck and an address so you'll get a super sick decal. It's proven to add horsepower to your truck. At least, how much do we measure?
69
horsepower. 69 horsepower to your truck. Fact. All right.
Let's get this episode. Two more things. One, if you need parts for you to pick up, make sure to check out dieselpowerproducts.com. And if you are placing an order, make sure in the notes section to write podcast. I search those every couple of days and make sure that we can show the guys upstairs that we are down here, making sure that people are getting the right parts in their hands and spending money, because money makes the world go round. These microphones ain't cheap. If you did place an order already and you didn't put that in there, no harm, no foul. Shoot me a message. Let Corey know. Let Tyler know. Let anybody know that you placed an order, and I will mark you down on the tally. And last thing, if you are buying parts for your diesel pickup and you are listening to this podcast and you're buying them for anybody else but Diesel Power Products, I want to know why. Good, bad, happy, or sad. The only way we grow is to, honestly get those sort of criticisms, and we can hopefully turn those into smiles and parts in your hands.
Ooh.
Sexy, right?
That was
sexy.
Kind of lowered your voice too. That was
something about chugging beer is just my sex appeal goes through the roof. I don't know. It's taking me back. I feel like I'm 22 again. Like I just need to go just hit on a bunch of chicks.
Yeah,
ruthlessly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this episode was brought to you by. It's not brought to you by this, but Corey showed us this wonderful webpage here that has listed out the top 5 diesel trucks. Is that how they framed it?
Yeah.
Well, it's the engines.
Oh, what are the 5 best diesel truck engines? Okay. So Truck Ranch. This appears to be. Wow, Ben, hitting the sauce again, huh? This place appears to be a dealership that specializes in trucks. Hence the name Truck Ranch. I dig the name. Sounds cool. Sounds tough. You could have like a Truck Ranch edition, truck from there, maybe, with a little leveling kit. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I'm just making this up at this point. But whenever there's, whenever someone claims to have, like, we've already torn apart the Autoblog 5 best diesel engines. There was like 10 best diesel engines. Or engines of, what was it?
No,
or
it was
highest mileage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was the highest mileage vehicles, and they didn't put one diesel engine in there. which we thought was just absolutely ridiculous, and we tore that up and down.
Well, I think that one was actually vehicles most likely to go more than 200,000.
Yeah,
I think is what it's like every diesel truck
does that daily. So whenever there's any sort of establishment that decides to make their a list of the best, well, you've got Ben and I here to kind of tear it apart. So here we go. We're gonna start.
We're happy to,
and we're very happy to. So I'm gonna because turbo. This is the little thing here. Turbo diesel, which they put as one word, which should be, I believe, 2 words on that. There's a little edit. Turbo diesel pickup trucks are quickly becoming popular options on Logan job site. Like, I don't know anything.
I think
about
that's because they
they're
originally were in Logan.
Yeah. Especially
Utah.
since diesel engines are available on medium-duty utility vehicles, carriers, and now smaller pickups, trucks, and SUVs. There are 2 reasons for this: easy maintenance and more power from fuel. That's a weird way to put it. Thanks to the higher energy density, diesel requires less fuel than gasoline to generate equal power, which means you're going 20% to 35% farther on a gallon of fuel. And that is established by U.S. Department of Energy. We figured out from the asterisk.
Yeah.
They're about the best designed diesel engine for a pickup with Truck Ranch. We'll help you find the best truck engine for your driving and job site needs. All right. And then it says explore our inventory from here. We're going to start at the back of the list, the last one, okay? Number 5 of the best diesel truck engines. They claim Ford 6.7 Power Stroke.
Keep in mind, this is the 5th on a list of 5.
First of all, I'm not even a Power Stroke guy. I would put the Ford 6.7 Power Stroke way higher up in the list than number 5.
Yeah. Especially if you're... I don't want to dive too deep into this too quick, but especially if you're a truck, you're the Truck Ranch. You are a dealership.
Yeah.
Let's think about what trucks you are mostly taking in on trade. You're not taking in on trade the 20-year-old trucks. You're taking in on trade the 5 to 10-year-old trucks, people trading in for newer trucks.
Yeah.
Which means you have an absolute shit ton of 6.7 Power Strokes.
Possibly. Honestly, when I was looking for a truck, I was looking for a 6.7 Power Stroke, and I could not find one used in my price range. Like they're hard to find because people keep them. It is. We might have to have this this debate here on the best Power Stroke engine. There's solid arguments for the 6.7 Power Stroke being the best ever engine that Ford has ever put into a truck. Yes, 7.3 has that pedigree. They've been around since 94 to 03. They're a tried and true engine. But this is the first engine that Ford produced on their own, and it is a rock solid platform. It's a rock solid engine.
Well, when you think about also the longevity of a platform, so you have the Duramax, which is essentially, stayed a 6.6 Duramax. It's gone through different iterations, but
Sure.
you had a 6.6 Duramax since 2001.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we get that. But when you think about a Ford Power Stroke, came out in 2011, they've changed the turbo, and there's really not a whole lot else that changed around it. It's got 10-speed now.
Yeah,
But
transmission.
it's become more refined.
100%. But it's still a rock solid platform that makes insane power.
And it's been on tap since 2011. So we're now 11 years into the lifespan of a 6.7 Power Stroke.
Yeah.
And it's still killing it.
Which has now gone further than the 7.3.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. There's a debate to be had that's better than, at this point, better than a 7.3. And I would debate that just on the point of a fuel injection system being common rail versus the Huey injection. There's a lot less to go wrong. Obviously, parts are more expensive for the common rail platform, but more power, more reliability, smoother running.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's to have that as number 5. Man, that one kind of.
So I'm going to go ahead and speak on behalf of all 7.3 owners, Okay. If we're looking at just at this point in time, like just numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm completely casting aside the nostalgia factor.
Right.
I'm casting aside the fact that, the body lines and the style of an OBS pickup.
Sure.
Okay, we're talking about if I had to buy a work truck right now and it had to actually like move a shit ton of weight, and I needed it to just be ready to rock on the road right now, and I didn't want to have, and I wanted comfort, reliability,
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff. It would be a 6.7 Power Stroke.
Yeah.
And I'm a 7.3 guy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you were to take the fact that I am very in tune with a 7.3, the only, like, if I were to get into the diesel industry right now, I probably wouldn't even be a 7.3 guy.
Yeah.
I'd be a 6.7 guy.
Yeah.
100%. But I don't know. I've been a Ford guy since I was in diapers. So.
Yeah. So, okay, number 5, the last one on the list, 6.7 Power Stroke, I think is wrong. I think
Wrong.
I should. Yeah, I think that's wrong. Let's move up to number 4.
I think that's either a 1 or a 2. I think
I
it's
wouldn't
top
say
2.
1.
I think we get to that later and we see how you guys make this list.
Yeah. I think we'll take these same engines and we'll rank them. Number 4, Navistar Ford 7.3 liter Power Stroke. First of all, emission system, exhaust gas recirculation. Like, hello.
Scroll down a little bit. Can you have them both on the screen, perhaps? Like, scroll down until number 4 is basically right at the top. Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Okay. Induction.
So cool. Yeah, cool
Single
exhaust.
okay. Overhead valve force. Okay. So, I mean, if you want to look at just the numbers right here, you've got a stock. This is obviously a Super Duty 7.3.
Yeah.
You got 275 horse, 525 torque, 440 horse, 880 torque.
Yeah.
Factory.
860 it says.
860, sorry.
Yeah. 7.3 again. As far as Ford engines, 7.3 and 6.7 as far as the best engine that Ford has ever made. Those guys are neck and neck.
Totally.
So I would agree that they are close to each other, but as far as the them being the last on the list, I think I'm a Cummins guy, and I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong. This
and
legendary workhorse now knows how to get things done. 275 horse, 525 foot-pounds of torque, overhead valve with 2 valves per cylinder, high pressure oil pump with hydraulic electric unit injection, Huey. Garrett fixed geometry turbocharger. Yeah.
Emission system. Exhaust gas recirculation.
Bullshit.
Diesel oxidation catalyst. This thing's got a DOC on it according to Truck
It's
Ranch.
not a DOC. It's a CAT,
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
but it's not. But that's different from a DOC.
Yeah, you're right.
A Cadillac converter is different.
Sorry, I
So,
got a little excited there.
again, I don't know if these guys are. I don't know who these guys are, but that's I don't know who made this list. I think they need to make some edits, maybe do a revision of this list here, because again, I agree with those two back to back. I think personally, Ford 6.7 at this point, at this year, with this year, the 6.7 is ahead of the 7.3, but they are neck and neck.
I agree. 100%. Like and the name of the game there is if you're trying to make a 7.3 into a work truck, you're dealing with a 20-year-old truck.
Right.
Okay. Again, like the statement I made earlier, as far as like a truck that has to work hard right now and not
Yeah.
have any stupid little small things to deal with, because 7.3 is going to nickel and dime you, period.
Yeah.
And it's not because the 7.3 is bad. It's a 20-year-old truck.
Yeah, and it's probably got 300,000 miles on it.
And if you find one that has like
Less than
actually
that?
suitable mileage on it,
That's a $50,000 truck.
and guess what? You can find a 6.7 with, I don't know, 180,
Yeah.
200 on it.
Yeah.
That's, going to work a lot better for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Gosh.
Number 3. Okay. Duramax 6.6 LBZ, so 06, 07 Duramax.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree it is a good engine platform.
Whoa.
But-
I got sorry. Continue on, but I got an issue with this sentence they have right there.
this new addition to the half
The
ton.
half ton and 3/4. Who the
Yeah.
fuck wrote this?
Yeah, seriously. This truck segment can handle real work around the American fork with ease. Okay, half ton. There was no half ton diesels that were available in 06, 07. Zero, none, not happening. Didn't fucking even. That's not a thing. It does say it does have EGR, which they do.
Yes.
But again, they go back to the diesel oxidation. But then they add a converter that says diesel oxidation Cadillac converter. Get rid of the diesel oxidation. It's just a Cadillac converter and EGR. Garrett variable geometry turbocharger. Okay, common rail CP3, 360 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. Again, I'm not. I would put the Fords ahead of the Duramax. Although that is a relatively reliable engine and a good platform.
All things considered, if these three we have right here, we have an LBZ, a 7.3, and a 6.7. It goes 6.7 LBZ 7.3. That's
Wow.
the order I would put it in
I
as
would
far as a
guess
work truck.
that, but-
Wow,
I'm trying to really put aside the fact that I'm a 7.3 guy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm
Because,
gonna go with you on that.
Look at. I mean, you got a 360 horse compared to a 275, and a 650 compared to 525 for torque.
Yeah, you
and
do
also-
have common rail injection versus Huey injection.
And also think about the interiors on an LBZ compared to a 7.3. Because again, they're just saying 7.3. They're not saying, well, the horsepower range is a Super U 7.3.
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah, but the only reason that I potentially put the Duramax at the bottom of that list is I got an IFS.
If you take the entire truck into consideration, they're just talking engine.
They're just talking engines. Yeah, then just talking engine. I mean, LBZs make good power. You know, if they're within their range, you know, that I'd say, obviously we all know.
And the
600
LBZ is relatively trouble-free.
Yeah.
As far as, injectors.
Well, it's like at that point they got it figured out.
Right.
You know?
Right. So it's the engine right before the LMM, right before the emissions really started, kicking in. So it is a very sought after engine when you're looking at Duramaxes, 100%. But as far as reliability and like the best, God, I don't know if I'd put it up there. All right, scroll
let's
up.
keep
This is
cruising.
where I get kind of pissed off. So, number 2, the high output 6.7 liter Cummins. Okay. Did y'all idiots forget about the fucking 5.9? Like,
There was a lot of years of 5.9.
first of all, the 6.7, and then they put V8. Cummins V8. That's an inline 6 for one.
For one.
And for two, the freaking turbo on those trucks, especially early ones, sucked major ass. Like, they were terrible. The
And
factory VGT
here's-
turbos are terrible.
With this sentence right here, hold on. One of the best truck engines to handle heavy hauls, the 6.7 liter Cummins, which offers the most torque ever available in a non-commercial vehicle.
555.
Awesome, great. 555.
Scroll down.
Look down.
650.
650 from an LBZ. Literally number 3
650.
has more.
860 for the
860.
6.7. Like, do they even look at the data when they were putting this list together? Wholeset M2. It's called an HE351VE. Compound turbochargers with electric wastegate.
And it's got a CB4.
No, bro. Still had a CP3. Still had a CP. Yes, they went to CP4 in 2020 and 2021. Or no, I'm sorry, 19 and 2020, and went back to a CP3 in 2021. But when you put it like that, well, first of all, they put V8, which is just outrageous. I mean,
I'm fucking stunned. I'm stunned right now.
the amount of errors in this list is just obnoxious.
So I noticed all these errors when I first saw the list, and I figured like the blind reaction was going to be great.
Yeah, Wholeset M2 two-stage compound turbochargers.
I gotta Google
How
that.
about no?
Is that even a real thing? Are we missing something? There's
it can't even be.
There's a compound whole set M2s that we've been fucking missing.
It can't even be a 6.4 Power Stroke they're getting confused with because those are
they're
Borg
Borg
Warners.
So what the fuck's a whole set M2?
M2
Whole set.
two-stage compound turbochargers with electronic wastegate. How did you find this article? Did this pop? How did you find this?
I don't even remember. I think I was just like looking over like random like diesel stuff. You know.
This is outrageous. We should actually instead of
okay, M2 is for
they're looking at probably
literally
medium
like
duty.
the heavy duty stuff.
M2 two-stage system for engine and equipment. What engines are those on? I bet you it's like a 15
and
liter.
it's not a compound. It's literally a 2-stage turbo, which honestly looks to me like they were.
But they
no,
put
wait,
compound
I'm sorry. I see a
turbochargers.
smaller turbo back there. Extended Spirit, Fender distributor.
And dual overhead cam with four valves per cylinder.
The more you look at it, it's like a train wreck.
Yeah, dual overhead cam. No, there's one cam and it's in the middle of the freaking block. It's not a V8.
Okay, so
Like that right there should get them like flagged. Can we flag them?
Yeah,
on
as, like-
with Google. Like this is false information.
Yeah,
Fact.
fake news.
Yeah, this is fake news.
Okay, so I looked up M2. This.
I was hoping you would do a fake news one.
Yeah. Okay, so I looked up M2. This pulled up Cummins.com. It's
Okay.
like the Cummins. Like
Yeah.
this is not even like a Cummins. Okay. First off, it's not M2. It's M squared. So if you're gonna type that shit, make sure it's right.
Yeah, small 2 above.
Yep. Modulated 2-stage system. The whole set M2 system provides modulation capability using any of the following variable turbine technologies: whole set wastegate, VGT, and whole set rotary turbine control (RTC) technology. The modulated 2-stage system can have a high pressure turbocharger far smaller than that of a conventional 2-stage system, improving transient performance by reducing the turbocharger lag that affects both drivability and emissions. So it sounds to me like it's almost just like a really, 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 really big wastegate system.
Do you know what they notice on there? They don't talk about any emission system on those.
Maybe a little bit.
They don't even have a section for emissions.
All right.
The dual overhead cam, like that is not a thing. Not a thing.
That's so erroneous.
Maybe
Like-
they
Yeah.
made their own Cummins engine here.
a V8 with dual overhead cam?
Yeah, yeah.
With 2 cams on the top of the freaking head? Like this.
I'm just picturing this engine
This
in my
engine
head.
that they have created.
and maybe the best engine known to man.
Yeah, dual overhead cam Cummins.
makes a 6.7 liter
6.7
V8,
V8.
dual overhead cam. Okay?
with a whole set M2 2-stage compound turbochargers.
Okay, maybe we misread this. Maybe they are geniuses.
Yeah.
I fucking doubt it. Okay, I doubt it. Pretty hard. But
I don't know what to say. And this leads us into oh god.
I'm gonna let Tyler take the
Number
helm on this
one, because I've owned one. And okay, they put number 1. The best diesel engine that you can buy is, they call it a Chrysler 3.0 liter eco diesel inline 6, which is that's
money.
That's never been made.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
That
How did
dang-
you know that?
That dangle badangadoo don't
Yeah.
exist, and somehow again it's a dual overhead cam.
The best diesel engine, they are actually overhead cam, so that they do have that right. But 160 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, high pressure common rail. It's funny that they don't mention a CP4 there, because that's what they have with solenoid injectors. Pretty sure those are Pizio. Are they
Yeah.
not an eco diesel?
I'm almost positive they're PZO.
Yeah, they're not solenoid type
I'll look up,
injectors.
but I'm
Or
pretty
are they
positive they're
solenoid type
PZO.
injectors? I'm pretty sure they're PZOs.
I'm pretty sure there are. That's why Cooper was so amped on getting one
Yeah.
and fucking with the turbos, because he's like, I've got PZOs. I can ramp them as much as I want.
Water-cooled Garrett single variable geometry turbocharger.
Every word in that is wrong. Like, it's not a Garrett.
I think it is.
Is it? Okay.
I think it
Garrett's
is.
right.
Single turbo variable geometry. Okay, that can be right, but you're wording. Here's a fact: any VGT style turbo usually water cooled. Like you don't need to put that in there. And then they just had the idea of putting the compression ratio on there, which is that okay. That's great to know. Sweet. All of them are high compression. It's a diesel, but the fact that they called it an inline six, it's not a freaking inline six. It is a V6, not an inline six. What do they say? Diesel goes light duty, but this small but mighty EcoDiesel is the industry's lone light duty diesel engine. Negative. We've got the 3.0 liter Power Stroke. We've got the 3.0 liter Duramax.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know when this came out, but it's still there's so much things wrong. Are they what?
PZO.
They're PZO injectors. Yeah. They're not solenoid type injectors.
We actually had a request for more episodes on PZO injectors. Long story short,
we can't find a wizard to talk to us about their crystals that they're using.
Yeah, magic crystals, wizards, goblins, and ghouls. That's what make PZO injectors go. And you think I'm kidding? I'm not.
Okay. So now that we've kind of gone through this list, can you zoom out so we can see all of them? Because I want us to rank them at least with what we've already talked about all the issues they have with their list. But we're going to take these 5 engines and we're going to rank them. First of all, EcoDiesel's last. Sorry.
I was honestly just thinking about that. I was trying to find a reason for it not to be last, but it's last.
It's last. So EcoDiesel is 5.
And by the way, we're rating these engines as they were actually made. Because if there was a mythical 6.7 V8 Cummins engine, I mean, there might be different. I don't know.
Yeah, with dual overhead cams. So there's 4 cams on this V8.
That could be amazing.
My lord.
I don't know. But we're just going to assume that we're going to assume that the engines are before they fucked up the writing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so EcoDiesel number 5. We can both agree on that.
Agree.
If we had to put them again, our top 5 would be different than their top 5 altogether, but we're just working with the 5 that are here. So EcoDiesel 5. Mm-hmm. Number 4, I think I would have to agree with you and do the 7.3, not because of, gosh, I don't know, man. I think I'd have to put I'd put the LBZ as number 4, because of all time we're talking. Although,
and again, we are.
It's an engine that was only made for 2 years.
Just engine.
We're
not talking about the truck or on the engine. We're talking about just engine. So as far as
I've just seen what the 7.3s can do, and I know they go extremely high mileage with very little like overall maintenance that can be done to them.
And to me, as far as like, because it seems like this list, they're really trying to pride themselves on work truck. And to me, I'm not trying to say everybody's like this, but to me, a work truck equals neglect.
Yeah.
A work truck is a tool. Okay, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There are guys out there that maintain their work trucks, to a T, and I get that. But at the end of the day, it's like the job has to get done. If I have to push the oil change out, 2,000 miles, I got to get the fucking job done.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And you can neglect the living shit out of a 7.3 way more in a 6.7 or way more in an LBZ.
Yeah.
100%. And you can also overwork a 7.3 at stock or close to stock power. Like you iron block, iron heads, overheat, over rev, you may not get there first.
Yeah.
But you will beat
But you'll get there.
Yeah, you'll beat the shit out of it. And that Duramax will be sitting there smoking and breaking and tinking. And the 7.3 will be like, I just reached operating temperature.
Right. Yeah. So I would go EcoDiesel 5. 4, I would go LBZ. 3, I would go 7.3. 2, I would keep with the 6.7, although it's not a V8. And then 1, I would do 6.7 Power Stroke.
I'm in 100% agreement.
Wow.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I have no disputes about that whatsoever.
And people might be wondering why I'm not doing 6.7 Cummins as number 1. Well, if you look at the faults that a 6.7 Cummins has with a 6.7 Power Stroke, I'm talking like early engines, because they don't specify year range.
Turbo to turbo.
Turbo to turbo. But overall, the 6.7 Power Stroke makes more power.
It does.
And so you can't look at that. And it's still common rail. It's a great platform. They the Cummins is a great platform. I mean, don't get me wrong, but as far as I can't deny the horsepower fact. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
So, number 1, 6.7 Power Stroke. Number 2, Cummins. 3, 7.3. 4, Duramax. 5, EcoDiesel.
100%.
So let's take the EcoDiesel out and throw the 5.9 in there.
5.9, number 1.
How does that change for you?
Well, do we have a certain generation of 5.9, or are we just going 5.9? Because there's a lot.
Yeah,
You got 2 different mechanical pumps. You got a common rail, and you got a VP in there.
Then the only reason why I would put 5.9 is because Fords use them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're using so many. It's been around just as long as a 7.3 has been around, essentially, with different injection systems. But if we're talking common rail 5.9,
Yeah.
that is like that engine alone. Like, I cannot think of any faults of that engine running within its operating range. Like, I feel like you could just run that engine and have zero worries. You have a single vane, non-variable geometry turbo. You've got a common rail system with a CP3. You've got a good bottom end. You've got a good head that can still flow a mass amount of air.
You got a 4-valve single overhead valve.
Single overhead valve.
Yeah, just want to make sure we put that out
most of the
there.
valves have to be overhead.
This list, they may talk about 5.9 as a dual cam. You never know.
Right. So I would put the 5.9 ahead of the 6.7, but it would go 5.9, 6.7 Power Stroke, 5.9, 6.7 Power Stroke, and then continuing on from there.
Yeah, I
if
would
the
agree.
EcoDiesel was
100%.
out, yeah.
And actually, that could lead to another podcast. Is if we want to talk about, because we should do an episode just ranking 5.9s.
Yeah.
Because
we should do our own ranking. Because I think that would be a good debate, and we should post that out there, because if Corey's finding this, like, this has got all sorts of freaking issues. Like, why don't we put out our own list with our reasoning why? Because again, if you're finding this, there's a lot of bad information here. A lot of bad information.
So the only reason I do feel like, I don't know, 42.0% bad about this is I have a feeling that, so Truck Ranch is Truck Ranch is Truck Ranch. Obviously, they've got a nice website. They're doing whatever they do.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that whoever wrote this was, I don't want to say thrown under the bus, but they were probably not given all the information they should have been. And
at the same time, your name is Truck Ranch, and you claim yourself on selling trucks, like that's your thing. Like, you should know the basics. Like, an EcoDiesel is not an inline 6. A Cummins is not a V8. It does not have dual overhead cams. A 7.3 does not have EGR.
I think the biggest fault on there is the Cummins V8.
The whole Cummins one is completely messed up. Yeah, like, the Cummins V8 along with dual overhead cam. That's not a thing.
You could take away the whole EcoDiesel, calling it inline 6. That's fine.
Yeah.
And you could take away the whole emissions and all other stuff on that dual overhead cam, whatever. But everybody knows that, aside from the 5.0 liter in the Titans,
yep,
which is like the oddball, Cummins engines are inline 6s. I know there's other ones out there. Okay, right. I get that. All right, yeah. I get that. But like, when you're talking about the pickup trucks and stuff like that goes, you tell anybody,
But it's not even a 6.7, it's a 5.0
I know. But
like, the liters
it's
are
like,
off.
if you tell anybody, like, what kind of truck you got? I got a 3, or you just, I got a cut. What am I trying to say here is, if you were to talk to anybody about pickup trucks,
yeah,
what do you have? I have a Cummins. Oh, inline 6
in a row, ready to tow. Like, that's where that came
from. A
to
V,
like,
sit down to pee.
Oh gosh, how are we looking at time? I gotta pee.
No, we can pretty much wrap this one up.
Okay.
And this is not a super hardcore referendum on the Truck Ranch. I'm sure they are good people. However, if you're going to put information like this out there, it's got to be right, man.
Yeah.
And if you put information like this out there, you are susceptible to being ripped apart by me and Tyler.
Yes.
So
100%.
No harm.
Just like on
no
a blog.
foul. If for some reason you hear this, or if anybody knows anybody at Truck Ranch, please feel free to forward this to them, tag them. I don't give a shit.
We'll edit your list for you.
Yeah, call me directly.
Yeah.
My extension's 115. Do it. I am happy to help you guys with this. I'm happy to be a source of everything else, and I think this has opened up a new. We haven't opened up a series in a long time because we have a really bad habit of not finishing our series.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to start doing some more ranking of these trucks because it seems like that's what people want, and it seems like there's a lot of really shitty lists out there.
100%.
Yeah. So that's going to wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate you all tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at dieselpowerproducts.com.